Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Grand Order podcast, aka I'm sure somebody else has actually used the Grand Order podcast like seriously before, and like it's an actual thing. So I apologize to that person. Probably should have done my homework on that, but we're talking about Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Electric Boogaloo, Babylonia, and I have a special guest with me today to talk about it. And just so you know, we're going to be talking about all of the episodes. So we'll be here probably every Monday. I won't say around this time. This one, maybe around this time every Monday. But it'll be every Monday for the most part. But I have a special guest. One of my viewers, subscribers. Introduce yourself.
Hello guys, I'm Molly's in Wonderland, and let's do this.
Yes. Also, if you're watching this live and you want to chat, you definitely should, because maybe I got some new chat graphics and it looks pretty cool. It looks better than the old blocky blue thing. So if it works out for people, I'm going to use it. It's like a comic themed thing. It's like a default. I didn't create it myself. It was like a default thing on Restream. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Definitely chat if you haven't already. Which, by the way, I should probably close out Twitter, which is just what you all heard if you're watching the stream. So, Fate, Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia, Episode 1, which I think is titled Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia. Not very sure.
Yeah, something like that.
Chaldeus are tasked to send back Mash and MC to Uruk, 2600 BC to stop the 7th Holy Grail thing, but oh god, this happens all the time. But and I'm not sure. Oh yeah. But and emphasis on butts. It ain't that easy. They get attacked by a bunch of lion tiger things.
I think the word you are looking for is bad CG.
Yes, they are attacked by bad CG, and they meet Ishtar, who is able to help them, and then Enkidu, who is a weapon of God. She then takes them to Uruk, and there they find the Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia. It's just a big poster of this anime, and they're very confused, which protects one of the four corners of the world, because there's apparently 4 of them. That protects one of them. Okay, just to start off here, there are I counted this. There are 3 up close ass shots of Mash, and 3 up close ass shots of Ishtar.
Hey, at least it's balanced.
Well, emphasis on butts, my friends. There was just a lot of butts.
Yeah.
What did you think about the butts?
I mean, personally, I didn't mind because I'm a fan of Tosaka, Rin. But considering Mash is really damn young.
She's like 17 or 16.
In the episode 0, she was 10.
Well, this like skips like 7 chapters or something like that of the mobile game. So.
Okay. I haven't played it. Just for the information for people listening.
I played a little bit of it. I played, I don't know, a couple, 4 or 5 hours of it probably. Something like that. I had to re-download it again recently. Well, that'll be a thing in the future. But we start at the beginning. We see Gilgamesh, who has seemingly lost somebody. And they're, I think, turning into ash or something like that.
I think it's pretty clear of who that was. I think it was Enkidu.
Well, you see, I thought that, but that person had like Enkidu had like a whole like shirt that went over their shoulders. This person's shoulder was exposed.
You might be right.
But
and again, from what I heard or read, like in historic stuff, Enkidu was supposed to be Gilgamesh's only friend.
Interesting. Well, they also explain in this episode that not even Gilgamesh could fight Enkidu, like, because Enkidu was that powerful.
More like they were like about the same strength, and it would just take ages and maybe never get resolved.
Damn. That is pretty awesome though. How this person is just really powerful. But after that, after we get that whole sequence with Gilgamesh, which is really just for the fans to be like, "Hey, you wait a moment, we're gonna get there."
Yeah, I think there might be some bromance. I think.
Some bromance.
Uh-huh.
Boy, I know a couple things about bromance. Mouse, you coming over later?
If it wasn't on the other side of the ocean.
Kidding. So after the Gilgamesh stuff, we see Mash, MC, Romani, all of them. What is the MC's guy's name again? I totally forgot.
I have no clue. I only remember Senpai.
So we're just gonna call him Senpai. Senpai and the gang are all there, and they're talking about Mash recovering. I have no clue what she's recovering from.
Neither do I.
I initially presumed that she was recovering from what we saw in the OVA movie thing.
You mean the episode 0?
No. The 1 hour, 15-minute movie.
I have not seen that one. I admit.
Wow. Okay, so that's...
But
that sets up, like, pretty much the whole thing. That's the setup.
I remember in episode 0, she was, like, lying under some rubble at the end. So, could be that. And Senpai was helping her stand up.
That was a part of that OVA I was talking about. So, at the end of the... or in the beginning of the OVA, basically... Who is it? There's a guy in a top hat. He basically betrays them all and uses Olga Marie as like this thing, or it's like the it's hard. Whatever. Moving on. Da Vinci walks in, to which they all exclaim, "Da Vinci!"
Yeah. She's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah, she from what has been described to me in my comment section is that Da Vinci took on the form of the Mona Lisa.
I can see that.
Because he likes the Mona Lisa that much. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see his involvement here. It's obvious it's going to be a lot because I think they released the Camelot poster, and that had Da Vinci in the background.
What Da Vinci reminded me a lot of was Shakespeare from Apocrypha, like personality-wise.
Oh man, I haven't seen much of Apocrypha, admittedly, but from what I have seen of him, I can see it, and what I have heard from him as well, I can definitely see that they're kind of the maybe mischievous is not the right word, but the
artist's madness.
That would probably be the best word. So they're all sent back to Uruk, 2600 BC, and this is where I am reminded. Not really reminded, it really just sprang to mind that a lot of Grand Order kind of reminds me of like Assassin's Creed, but an anime version of Assassin's Creed.
That's actually a pretty good comparison. I haven't thought about that one.
It was just the shots of them going into those tubes. It was like, this is like the Animus. And I think, isn't Olga Marie's like one of her names Animusphere? Isn't that like her last name?
Yeah, that's her last name.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think the comparisons are completely unwarranted, but it happens, and it just made me thought of Assassin's Creed. And speaking of Ass Creed, this is where we get our first shot of Mash's ass when they're falling through the sky.
Yeah.
What did you think about this? It reminded me of Army of Darkness.
One thing that kind of threw me off is why would you try to drop people in the middle of a city, which you are trying to infiltrate? Like,
yeah, that
that makes no sense.
Well, they didn't drop them in the middle of the city. They dropped them basically in the middle of nowhere.
No, they said they tried to drop them into the middle of the city, but they bounced off a bounded field or something.
Ah, okay. Them god dang bounded fields.
The one thing that's never get explained.
I'm still very confused about bounded fields. Even Lord El Meloy was like, okay, so now they can just pour some marbles on a table, and it's I don't know. But yeah, this reminded me of Army of Darkness, just the way they fell from the sky, and the way they framed the shot. And this is also the first time we see like the animation that Cloverworks is doing, like for this series outside of episode 0, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, when they are doing animation, like normal animation, not CGI, it looks great. But the CGI was at the moment so bad.
You know what? The CGI looked like something you would see out of like the new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Like it just looked like your standard industry CGI.
Yeah.
Which
it looked like a CGI from a game 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like animations and stuff.
Right, yeah. Well, I even think like the models for them looked a little wonky. Which usually these days, I think the CGI models have improved greatly, because it felt like, like 5 years ago, they couldn't figure out how to make them look right, let alone animate them. And now they've at least improved in that aspect.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm probably spoiled by Land of the Lustrous.
That is true. Land of the Lustrous is so good. But I mean, just more examples of how great this animation is. As they're falling, their hair, fluid movement, Mash's weird skirt thing around her armor, lots of movement.
You mean metal belt?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what her outfit even like. It looks like a bathing suit, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's let's call it an armored bathing suit, because that's probably the closest thing we are gonna get to.
Yeah, this is a lot of people call this Fate fan service. This whole series, and I can see that. I can see why after this episode. We also see like just the small things, like they cut to a shot of Da Vinci, and her like pearls on her shirt, her shirt, like move, and it's like, but it looks really good. It looks weighty. It looks like that's how it would actually move, and that's what I'd say a lot of their animation looked like in this episode. It looked like how they would actually move. Like it looked like they.
Yeah, it was nice and fluid. Yeah,
it's very, very cool. Although at some points later on, I don't know if this is a feed problem. I don't know where you watch it. I watch it on Funimation now, but there was some weird, like it looked like rubber banding, like from like Battlefield 4 when that game first launched. But like some of the animations just didn't look right. Did that happen to you? Like it just looked like there was
I don't think I noticed that.
It looked like there was no in-between animations for some movements. It didn't happen a lot. It happened like 3 times. And they were like establishing shots. They weren't like.
No, I don't think I noticed that.
Interesting. It may have just been a Funimation thing, but it looked a little rough in places for me. But it definitely looked like it was rubber banding at times. So I'm definitely not sure if that was like just a feed problem, or if it was just
could be.
I have no idea. Yeah, so we get some good action here. I think MASH, in terms of like how she uses her shield and how she like uses hand-to-hand combat, looks really nice.
It looks nice, though the idea behind it is kinda dumb, but oh well, we are watching Fate, what to expect.
That is also true. She's carrying a giant metal thing.
And apparently it weighs absolutely nothing.
Apparently so. Apparently she just, lift it up with ease, but I guess the excuse there is, oh well, she's not really human anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She became a servant.
She's like halfway, isn't she?
She was like, I think she's full servant.
I think she's a merge of human and a servant.
I have no idea. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
But we get some action, which is some pretty cool action, admittedly. Even for just fighting weird creature CGI abominations. Ishtar shows up. I don't think they mention her by name. Does she introduce herself as Ishtar?
No, they don't. You just made a spoiler. Not that I didn't know. But
it was in the trailer for it. They called her Ishtar there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so she shows up and we're like, Reen? And then she's just not saying her name.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still like, Reen? And then we get a shot of her ass.
No. Shot of her ass is one of the first things we see because she ass drops the senpai.
Yeah. No, we see her. I think we see a crotch shot first, actually.
Maybe.
And then we see like ass, and then like, I think like, couple seconds after that, she flies ass first in the camera. Like, when she does her attack thing. So we were, and like more crotch shots throughout. I'm just like, what? And also, what is she wearing?
It's like half clothed, half not.
It's like, I mean, her leggings look really cool, and what she was wearing on her arms and hands looked really cool, and of course, like her hair and stuff. But everything else, man, I was like, this is too much. Too much. Like, we already got mashed. Is this just what the female characters in this series are?
I mean, Da Vinci is fully clothed.
That's true. That is very true.
We will see who comes next.
We will see. If Gilgamesh comes on screen and he's wearing like a Speedo, I'm gonna like really question some things. Hey guys.
I think he's going to look very similar to how he looked in Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. Either that or the way we saw him in the first scene.
Technically, if you're watching this canonically, the first time you ever see Gilgamesh is when he's wearing nothing.
Yes.
Well, okay. If we're doing canonically, that's not true because 2006 Fate's Day Night.
Uh-huh.
He's just a asshole in that one. Like, I think that's his character. He's just an asshole.
Yeah.
I am here to take Saber, and I'm an asshole.
He's strong and he knows it.
Yeah. I wish he'd called me mongrel a couple times, you know? But Reen lost something. We're just gonna call her Reen from now on, because she's Reen.
Yeah.
She lost something. No idea what it is. It isn't really explained in this episode. Not a bad thing. It leaves intrigue for the next episode. But she starts to use her like Fager gun thing, so that carries over.
Yep.
I'm still confused. Is this Reen or not?
From spoilers that I heard about extra. I think it is Rin. I heard something about her drinking a heroic spade potion or something like that.
Okay.
Of course, if anybody watching knows better, just tell us.
For sure, definitely tell us, because I have, honest to God, no idea. Yeah, so this is like one of the parts where I noticed there was like no in-betweens or something. It was like rubber banding. It was a part where she starts her attack after the finger gun blast.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
I like how she just kills about half of them and then fucks off.
Yeah, she just disappears. I'm like, where did she go? Oh, and she's a total tsundere in this. Like, like straight up, like it's almost a different character from how she's presented in the other fates. Because in the other fate, she's like really smart and like a kind-hearted person.
She kind of feels like a mix between Rin and Gilgamesh.
Kinda.
Almost.
Yeah. She's like, she's her tsundere bits are more tsundere.
Mm-hmm.
And her Gilgamesh, she has Gilgamesh bits. Oh, well, I should probably phrase this better, but it doesn't.
That's getting quoted.
Oh my God, it's gonna be on the grave. It's gonna be on the grave when I go. She's got tsundere bits and Gilgamesh bits. I think they call that something in a certain genre. It's a subgenre of a genre.
Let's not go there.
So Enkidu shows up, and we learn about her. She's.
I think it's a he.
Did they say he?
They didn't.
Okay, well.
And now looking at the screenshot you got, yep, it's Enkidu.
Ah.
Oh, and in the beginning scene with Gilgamesh.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It definitely is. It's gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like someone, I don't know. Enkidu is this weapon of God, super all-powerful person. As you said, just as powerful as Gilgamesh. What are your thoughts on this character? Because like he or she person shows up and uses this awesome chain, which it looks a little weird the way they animated it.
It looks a lot of what Gilgamesh uses at times.
Oh, someone says Enkidu has no gender, so there we go. I'm definitely gonna change this chat bubble thing because it ain't working out.
Why you are so excited about it?
I have to like change the size of it because it's like I can barely like read the names. It's ridiculous.
I'm not having issues on my screen.
This isn't my fault. It's not my fault that I'm blind. But yeah, it looks like the way they animated the chains, it's just the animation didn't match up at times, so it looked a little strange. Like it looked floaty.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual impact of the chains and what was happening, it was awesome.
Yep.
Like it was just fluid. It was just cutting these things into pieces. And if you're afraid of CGI abomination animal violence, then don't watch this. Because PETA, you better not watch this. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't know if that was only on my side or if like some sort of censorship or something, but the blood of those things was purple.
I think. Were they purple for me? I know. I'm pretty sure they were red, for the most part.
Okay, so it might be just censorship on my source.
Maybe.
Yeah, XP, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh. Okay. All right. Oh! Those chains!
Yes! Took you long enough.
Those chains! Damn. That's great. Those chains.
Yeah, I think they also showed them in Zero and Unlimited Blade Works too.
They definitely probably did in UBW. I don't remember the Zero one though. And I watched it this year. I rewatched it.
I think it was during the fight with Iskandar, yeah. On the bridge.
Which is like one of the best moments of that show.
Mm-hmm.
So Enkidu brings them to the absolute demonic front, Babylonia, where there's, I guess, a bunch of demons trying to get through the wall, and I'm like,
yep.
So this is like World War Z, right?
Kinda. No, that wall didn't look too strong.
I'm like, if there's like demons, can't they just like, I don't know, jump over it?
Or warp through or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe it's like, I don't know.
Like, if they are demons, why are they physical?
I don't know. Maybe it's just demons in this are like just, you know, the anime version of demons.
Crazed animals?
Yeah. Just like super enhanced evil creatures that are just like animals. Like think of like Mr. Kitty, but like evil and larger and evil. I mean, he's already evil, but just imagine him like when he bites
Mr. Kitty in his enraged state.
Yeah. So like normal Mr. Kitty. And we get some after credit scene with two people that I have no idea who they are. Did you see the after credit scene?
I don't think I had it. Give me a second, I'm gonna take a look.
It's like 5 seconds. So basically, I think in this scene, it's very foreboding of like people are supposed to know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea who this is.
No clue.
I think there's like a girl with braids and a guy with white hair.
Yeah.
Okay. It's anime guys and gals. Anime guys and gals. That's cool.
And whoever that is, we shall see in the next episode, probably.
Hopefully the next episode. Maybe next episode they decide to go to a beach scene or something like that. That surprised me at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it behind fate.
Isn't that weird though? Just like the differences between Grand Order and Mainline is that Mainline is pretty serious for the most part, and this is just like this feels like anime. It feels like I'm watching an anime, whereas most of Fate feels like I'm watching something that's at times goes above what anime usually does.
Mm-hmm. This looks a lot more streamlined.
It's a lot more anime bullshit, as I would say. And that's not like a bad thing. Like, I actually really enjoy this episode. Like, in terms of like all the other Grand Order stuff I watch, this is far and away so much better.
That was actually one thing I was kind of afraid how you will react. Was the fan service, knowing you? I
don't like the okay. So I don't like the Reen stuff. I don't like that. Like that's just too much for me. Like, I'm okay with it. Like they established it in the first episode, and they're just like, this is the way it's gonna be. And with knowledge of the mobile game and how there's just a girl in a bikini for one of the servants, I'm like, I understand. Like, my expectations are leveled in terms of the fan service stuff. But I didn't know about Reen. I didn't know about her, so that's why I didn't like that. I knew about MASH, MASH doesn't really bother me much because I've seen a lot of MASH.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the fan service stuff, though, this is awesome. This is pretty good.
So far, pretty cool.
I would say, going in, I was like 50-50 on like if this was going to even make sense or even be good.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid because I didn't play the game. And it turned out pretty okay.
Yeah. It's good. Like, it's... I wouldn't say it's like, It's probably better than Lord El Meloy's first episode. I would say.
Depends.
But what this does have an advantage over all the other Fates, it's so vibrant and colorful, and it's fluid with all of its great animation from Cloverworks. Like, it just looks so compelling, and so like you just want to see more of it because it's colorful, and you don't really see that a lot in
Yeah, Fate usually is pretty damn monocolor.
It's usually like blues and blacks and reds.
Yeah.
Browns. No, not really browns.
Not really browns, but yeah, it's usually one or two colors per scene, and this one looks pretty great. I liked when they were traveling. There were some really nice backgrounds.
Yes.
Unless there was water involved.
The backgrounds, oh my god, the sky. Every time they pan up to the sky during this, even in the beginning with the rainy stuff, and the night sky, or throughout this whole episode when they panned up and they saw the big light ring thing that's in the Grail, or the beginnings of a Grail. It always looked incredible. I was like, you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of Metal Gear Solid 5, the first time I ever played that game. I was like, wow, like this looks awesome. Like, this is a Metal Gear game. Like, this is so cool. It had that, I think it's brighter than that just because it's an anime, but it's got that, I don't know, it's got that, it just looks cool. Like, you just want to look at more of it because of its time period, the architecture of the time. It's different. It's unique. What do you think?
It's certainly going to be different from other Fates. But right now, I will have to kind of compare it to El Meloy. Simply because how close in release those two are bunched up together.
Yeah.
And yes, I liked some of the animation, but the CGI was really, really bothering me at times.
I think the CGI, I think it's going to be like that for most of it, but I mean, we saw what CGI they can do in all the other Fates, like 2011.
Yeah,
Fates.
it's hard to compare.
Well, I mean, like go back to Fate Zero and look what they did with Berserker and that animation. While it is dated, it looks really good for the time. It's probably some of the best CGI I saw that year.
With that one, I think the smoke helps it a lot.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It like blends it in.
Well, that's like a strength of like Ufotable in general, is that they're able to cover up so much stuff with their visual effects and their talent there. So, I mean, going from that to this, it definitely feels like a downgrade, and I don't think it should. But I also think I think just Ufotable has that down, and you're right. Probably no comparison needs to be made in terms of that, but it just looks like the industry standard. Like, it's not like it's bothersome because it's not bad or good. It's just there and you notice it.
It's going to suffer from being compared to other Fates. Let's say that one outright.
Yeah, and I think that for like the fights and stuff, if they use it for like Noble Phantasms, especially like Gilgamesh's again, I think it'll look fine. It kind of has to, because if they use that for like Gilgamesh's Gates of Babylon, that's gonna be a little questionable.
Yeah. The Gates of Babylon is going to be not really make or break, but it's going to be a really strong moment, and if they mess that up, it's going to be an issue.
Right. Either way, I think this show's gonna look great. I think if we're only complaining about the CGI and like what I'm like the fan service, like
I would be fine with that.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty fairly well for ourselves in that regard. As it's coming off the screen right now, this is a good time to talk about this. We skipped a lot of stuff in this. Do you think they'll go back and readapt some of this stuff, or adapt some of these chapters that we missed over?
Maybe as different series. Because this one name just because of the name, I think that this one is pretty dead set on what it is going to cover.
Right. I think it would be cool if eventually they went back and did it. This is another thing I've heard from my subscribers, and this is like not really spoilers, but they're shorter and they're not anywhere nearly as good, which is unfortunate. Because there are some characters in there I really like John Alter, and apparently that was like one of the bad ones. But apparently she's going to be showing up she shows up in a lot of it, so we'll be seeing some of her and probably some of the others we saw in this episode. But they're always like teasing this, like they did it in episode 0 and they did it again here. They're always teasing the other stuff that they skipped over as like a, hey, look what we skipped over. It makes me think that they may be putting that there on purpose to see how they were to react, and if this is something they should think about doing. And if I'm on board. More fate is more fate.
On the flip side, I think they are. I read it in an article the other day. They are getting so much money from the game. It's pretty safe bet for them.
Right. Although, did you hear about the Tsukihime remake? Almost finishing.
Oh yeah. I saw the little trailer for it, or not, more like teaser.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was great.
That's gonna be great. I hope. Yeah. I still need to watch the first one. I only read the manga.
This is the visual novel.
Ah, okay.
They
yeah.
remade the visual novel. This isn't the anime remake they announced like years ago.
Yeah. Then again, with visual novels, it's like halfway between playing it and watching it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy it and import it. Because I really want an anime of Tsukihime, like really bad. So I'm gonna save up some money and buy it and import it. It's probably gonna cost a lot, but
yeah,
I'm gonna do it. Because I want to see it. I want to see an anime, and I also want to play it as well. Which I'll have to wait for a patch, a fan-made patch, because they're not gonna translate it. I don't know why they don't. Well, I know why they don't, but it's a stupid reason. Did you hear about this?
I don't think so. I don't think I did.
So the reason why they don't translate the Fate Stay Night visual novels and any of their Type Moon stuff, any of their visual novels, is because they feel that a translation would ruin the story from Japanese to English, and they're fearful of that. But I guess they just don't pay attention to all their other translations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think it's a pretty poor excuse.
It's weird. Like, it's very weird. They don't want to give up. They don't want to give up the story to others and fear that they'll ruin it. But they already have.
If something text or speech heavy as Monogatari series can work in English, I think Fate can as well.
I mean, I would say Fate is, besides the Grand Order technical jargon stuff, it's fine. I mean, there's dubs
Yeah.
for so many of these Fate animes. Like, people
And
are
it
voice
works.
acting in English. It's easy.
Yep.
I don't see why they don't. It's I'm not sure. Maybe they're just trying to protect the integrity of the brand, of the visual novel brand, but it's interesting. Do you need to play the game to watch this?
You don't.
You don't? There's an episode 0 that should help you flesh out some of the characters, and as well there's like previous there's an hour and a half movie OVA. I have a review for it on my channel. It's like Fate Grand Order First Order, I believe. And it will help you a lot. Like, it will get you set up on how everything gets started. It's basically the prologue of the game adapted into an anime. It's not very good. It's okay. Like, it's fine, but it is what it is. I mean, there's like, Olga Marie's in it. So if you've seen El Meloy, she'll be there. God, who else is? Well, MASH, MC Guy. Pretty much everyone that's important to the Grand Order plot is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts on this episode?
There's one thing that's kind of bugging me. In episode 0, they said Mesh was a designer baby.
Designer baby.
Yep, once again, for the millionth time. They said they gave her, like, quote-unquote, perfect personality and perfect body, like, physically. Why the hell does she wear glasses, then?
This is a plot hole, my friend, and I think you've uncovered something here.
Like, yep, it fits the character design, but why?
I just want to know why we got so many shots of her ass.
That's another great question we are not getting an answer to.
And her crotch. I don't really care. I don't really care. I just want MASH to punch things. Like, I don't even like I want her to go like full Dragon Ball Z and do some martial arts. Cause like there was that scene in episode 0 where like she was going to punch somebody and it looked so fluid. And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. No, seriously, what I'm curious about is which heroic spirit is she merged with? Like, who is she supposed to represent?
I think that is a major plot point. I'm pretty sure that is. Like, that's a major thing about her character. So I think we're going to get it. Maybe not in this series, but probably in, like, Camelot or something like that.
Yeah, I remember there was some shot of I think it was Walls of Camelot or something. Like, is there a noble phantasm?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
How the heck was the stone wall supposed to slow down their fall is beyond me, though.
That was interesting. They were like, let's use your noble phantasm, MASH. MASH is like, oh right, senpai. Summons a wall.
Yeah.
And they still hit the ground. And they do that whole thing where it's like, MC, you're on top. I'm sorry, senpai, you're on top of me.
And then a bit later, you are still sitting on the senpai with Rin.
That's another nitpick. That doesn't make, like, to me, as a person who hasn't played the game, I know for, like, an absolute fact, if we saw that and we had got, like, theoretically, like, all of the adaptations before then, going into this, we'd be like, okay, it's furthering the MASH senpai romance. But senpai and MASH, from what we've seen in all the anime adaptations, it felt a little shoehorned in there. What'd you think about that?
Maybe a little bit.
Like, it was just like cheesy. I don't know, cringy. No, not cringy.
Yeah. It had a funny part before that, though. You can hear Rin saying, "Oh no, I'm going to hit them," and about a minute later, she's complaining that he touched her without. without consent. Like
Etchy Donut says, sounds like Donald Trump's noble phantasm. We're gonna be a while. Mash is Donald Trump as a 17-year-old girl. Donald Trump just wants to be cute. Just wants Senpai's attention. That's all. Also, Donald Trump turns into a petite Japanese girl when he turns into this 17-year-old girl.
I need someone to make a fun fic about that one.
Oh my god! Oh my! Do like a whole grand setup. Oh.
Yep.
Call it like the Grand Wall or something like that. and it just starts off with Donald Trump, and he finishes watching Inuyashiki, and he's like, "Am I really like this to these people? I'm just trying to build my wall."
His tactic during a Holy Grail war would be build a wall around the Holy Grail and just sit there.
But doesn't it have all that stuff that like dissolves everything? Like that mud? That magical mud? Because
yeah, but it's fate we are talking about. Everything is possible.
Well, this fanfic, he wishes like he wins the Holy Grail War, and he wishes to become a 17-year-old Japanese girl. And so he becomes MASH.
That reminds me again about something I saw in the episode 0. The old Animusphere guy, the one with the white hair, I think they showed him winning a Holy Grail War. Grave War, not Wall. And I think his wish was to make the organization the Chaldea or something.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to come back up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. So far, episode 1, pretty good, I think.
Yep.
Definitely better than I thought. Well, this was like I think the best we could have got. And I think it's probably going to be about like this for the rest of the series, which is a very good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where can they find you, Malice?
On your Discord.
Okay, well.
By the way, if you are not there, join in.
Well, I mean, you also stream on Twitch sometimes.
No, not really.
But, I mean... Maybe.
I tried that a couple times, but I'm currently having issues with my computer. It's not able to do that.
Well, I mean, maybe, like, if everybody goes to check out your Twitch. Just saying.
Yeah, let's leave it there for now.
So yeah, Discord server is in the description. You could find me here if you like these videos. Definitely make sure to give this video a like if you're watching on VOD. And thanks everybody for chatting during the stream. I appreciate it. I'll make the chat text bigger next stream because I can't see crap. I'm an old man. I can't help it. I'm 24.
You are younger than me. Don't complain.
I just need new glasses. These are really old. But thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next Monday, likely, with another episode of the Fate Grand Order podcast. Thanks,
and
everybody.
If you want to see us earlier, just join the Discord server.
Right. Just join the Discord server. Bye-bye.
See you.